it was in 2018. We had just built our pool, and we had been swimming a bunch, and she wasn't getting as much sleep because we were night swimming and day swimming, and just we were excited because we wanted a pool for a long time. And she was on my bed with a couple of the other kids. My husband, he wasn't in the room at the time, but she was falling asleep, and she suddenly got up, and it looked like she was holding her mouth. I thought she was going to vomit. I called for her and she didn't respond, and that's not like her. And so I called again and didn't respond. And then she came out of the bathroom. I was about to get up to go see what was going on, and her mouth looked like she had had a stroke because it was lopsided, and I think she was drooling a little bit. I got her to the doctors the next day, and they told us to call the first seizure clinic with Hopkins and get her into there. And from that first meeting, that's when she was diagnosed with X. The last thing I wanted to do, and I was in tears when I first, when we came to realization that what was going on needed more for Molly. And so we did finally put her on medicine because I didn't want to hurt her brain. I was so scared of, if these don't stop, it could hurt her in, education, but her ability to think and be normal, and that scared me. And so we decided to put her on Keppra, and it was, at that time, it was a generic form. Now she's on name brand Keppra, but that was a very hard and big decision because she is the only person in our family on any medication. I believe in food as our first and foremost form of medicine, and as a last resort, it was medicine. But that still eventually showed that wasn't doing what it needed to do, and we were very apprehensive to keep upping her level of the medicine, or add on to it, or give her something else, because when we looked at the long list of side effects from other medicines, we didn't want to do it. So Keppra had the shortest list of side effects, and so we wanted to keep with that. I look at her second grade picture, which was the very start of it, and no medicine yet. And then there's a third grade picture. It was like a family day event. And the look on her face at second grade was my happy-go-lucky child. And since then, it hasn't been as much. She's more serious. She gets more quicker to, bite your head off, can be upset, angry. And I've had to make sure that the family knows that this is a side effect of the medicine. I think sometimes there's some frustration from the mood swings. I know there can be frustration, and then they just will kind of walk away and not say anything and just hope that she is going to be done with this sooner than later. But that has been a challenge. She has one sibling in particular that she's butted heads with a little bit more. But before the seizure and the pills started, that was the sibling that she was close to. And our family is pretty close. But that has had an impact. And I'm hoping that once she gets off the medicine, that we'll see a change. And she's trying. She's through growing up and getting a little bit older, she will come at night. She tends to think about her day, and she'll feel bad, unfortunately. But she's a pretty mature kid. And she will say she is sorry to them. And she's like, I don't know what happened. And I don't know why I was so mad. And it will bother her. And I just try to reassure her that it may not really be you, hon. I started writing down a journal on everything she ate and if she had mouth twitches or nighttime seizures or whatever, to try to find a correlation between the two. And I saw over and over that sugar was part of that. And that was while she was on Keppra. And so I feel that Keppra helps, but it can't do it all on its own. And if we wanted to keep her on Keppra with the least amount of side effects, I needed to also change her diet. I literally was laughed at and told I could not read research studies and things like that because I wasn't medically trained. And I'm an avid reader. I've been an avid reader since I was a kid, and I have researched things with health for many years. And I was really taken back by that because, one, this person is not with my child 24/7 as I was, and I had data that she refused to look at. Our insurance had to change, and so we went through Kaiser. And the first appointment I had for her with a neuropediatric specialist, within seconds, she asked me, "Have you considered the MAD diet?" And I said, "Yes, I have." And she said, let's get her on it. And I told her about my experience with Hopkins, and she was very upset. She said, "I don't know why they wouldn't have done that with you. We know it works." And right away, I had a team of specialists helping me. And that started Molly's road, I think, to recovery. Just getting that validation that I am not some crazy mom who's restricting their poor child and not allowing them to be a kid in some ways, and being told that there was no reason for it. That was really hard. And I remember just feeling so that there was no hope when I couldn't get anyone to value what I wanted to share and what I thought was going on with my daughter. And so having a good team made all the difference. I think in our society today, there's such a disconnect between what we put in our bodies and how we feel, because it's not, that information it's out there, but you have to really understand that. And so many people don't. And I think a lot of big businesses benefit from that. And we have to do our own work to realize that if we are not eating the way that we evolved to eat, or as closely as we can, then that can really mess with us in many different ways, depending on our genetics. And so I really believe in the power of food, and that is our best form of medicine, first and foremost.